Hi, I'm Matt Patterson, Enterprise Reporter with the Oklahoman, and we're back with another edition of Zoo Tales. I'm joined by Carrie Allen and Kimberly Laser from the Oklahoma City Zoo. Thanks for coming in, guys.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
So we've talked a little bit about spring the last couple of weeks. You know, that we were just talking about tulips, and those are in full swing. But if people want to catch them, they probably ought to get out there pretty quick.
Yes. Well, the weather has been really friendly to us. You know, everybody's enjoyed the warm weather, but it's kind of a little kind of guesswork at the zoo right now to how long these tulips are going to last. But we've got 105,000 planted tulips and daffodils and some other species out there for everyone to enjoy. So come out to the zoo. The Zoo Blooms is what it's called, and it's great scenery and backdrops for selfies or graduation photos or Easter photos.
Isn't there a spot where people can propose? Or
there's several spots, yes, and we have different sponsors, signs on grounds that have sponsored different areas, so it's just breathtaking.
Yeah, a lot of work went into that, obviously.
Yes, it did. Yes,
Another thing you guys have going on right now, or that you're affiliated with, is this exhibit from photographer Joel Sartori, and what he's done is chronicled endangered species through pictures. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, Joel Sartori is a world-renowned photographer with National Geographic, and he came out a couple of years ago to the zoo, and we kind of had, you know, kind of our select endangered species that he photographed as part of his photo arc project. That's kind of hard to say, photo arc project. And if you've ever Googled that and looked at his site, it's just breathtaking to see the different animals and how he photographs these different species that are endangered. And that's his goal, is to photograph and literally capture that moment in time with these endangered species all over the world. So I think he's captured about 6,500 photographs of endangered animals all over the world, and Oklahoma City Zoo was one of his stops, and we were just blessed for 3 or 4 days of having him there. And so now he is kind of sharing some of what he did in an exhibit called Uncertain Futures. And this exhibit is at City Hall. It'll be there through the end of the month, or April 28th, I believe. So it's already up. And so it's a lot of the Oklahoma City Zoo animals that he photographed when he was here. And it's just very, very inspirational. It's been kind of his personal goal and his personal task to fly and go all over the world to capture these animals.
Yeah, their images are quite striking. We just had one up there. Anybody in particular from the zoo, any animals that were profiled by him, do you know?
Well, lots of just different ones. I can't even begin to name just the different birds and snakes and just the different ones that are endangered from the zoo. Several dozen that he photographed.
Yeah, and as you said,
bison and
that's a lot. He's using taking a lot of pictures for sure.
Yeah,
And if people want to see it, obviously, like you said, City Hall.
It's at City Hall on Walker, and it'll be up through the end of the month, and it's free, and it's on the 2nd floor. So just go by and support that. It's free, like I said, but just going to see what he's done is quite spectacular. And also in June, he is having OETA is kind of sponsoring a show that he's going to be involved in, and I have to get the name of it right, Rare Creatures of the Photo Arc. So he'll be doing that on OETA in June, and we're sponsoring some of that for him. So kind of a combination collaboration there so that more Oklahomans can see what he's done.
Check your local listings on that.
That's right. That's right.
Also, another conservation effort you guys have going on is the vaquito. Am I pronouncing that right?
Vaquita.
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 And we were talking. I have no idea what that is. Talk about what that is.
And you are not alone. A lot of people don't know that a vaquita it's a V. Vaquita is a little porpoise, and just a little smaller species of the bigger porpoise, and it means in Spanish little cow, and they're just adorable. And the reason why we're kind of bringing attention to the public is because they're really, really critically endangered, and there are only 30, mind you, 30 of them left in the world. So when you get down to that few of numbers, we're going to rally around and kind of collaborate with other zoos and aquariums that are affiliated with the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. Our AZA accreditation is through them, and so we're proud to just want to support those efforts of AZA institutions that are coming together and donating money, and we have donated $5,000 from the zoo to that cause to try to save these vaquitas and kind of rescue them in that situation. And there's about, from what I understand, almost $700,000 that's been donated so far towards this effort. And we don't have any vaquitas at the zoo, but it's still a worthwhile cause. And that $5,000 has come from our Roundup for Conservation program. And a lot of our guests, regular guests, know that Roundup for Conservation is when they come to the zoo and purchase something, and we ask them if they want to round up, and they round up for conservation. And so they'll round up to the nearest dollar amount, and we use those funds very strategically and prudently to fund different efforts, a lot of rescue efforts. So this is one of them. Mm-hmm. And we are a founding member of the Saving Animals for Extinction, SAFE, which is a program of the AZA. And I know that's a lot of words, mm-hmm. but we are a founding member of that. So we're very interested in the vaquita and its top 10 endangered species.
Where do the vaquitas live?
They live in the ocean.
Right,
and that's okay. And
what part of the world? I guess I should have said.
I think it's down kind of like Southern California, and Mexico, up in that region, and they're really working hard to save them.
Yeah, that's 30s. You're getting really tough.
It's very critical. And then we'll just transition from that over to. I do want to say, if people want to become more aware of what the vaquita is and how to save them, they can look at our website at okczoo.org under animals, and our stories will have a blog on the vaquita or the AZA website. Now, I want everyone to meet our new behavioral animal trainer and of enrichment, behavioral training and enrichment.
That's a mouthful too.
Sorry, behavioral training and enrichment,
yes.
Kim Lacer. And she comes to Oklahoma City Zoo from the Disney Animal Kingdom. Mm-hmm. And we are so thrilled, so excited that she is here. And I want her to tell you what she does, or what she's going to do.
That's what was going to be my first question.
Yep.
What is your job? If somebody asked you, what would you say?
I'm so happy to be here. I think I have the best job in the world, maybe the best job at the zoo at least. I get to assist our keepers and our animal staff in the care of our animals from the behavioral standpoint. So that can encompass many different things. That can be helping with training. We do a lot of training with our animals so that they can assist us in their own care. That could be asking an animal to open its mouth so we can check its teeth. That could be training an animal to hold still so we can get a weight or do blood draws. Many different things that we can work with the animals and the animals can work with us. We also look at enrichment, which is a fantastically fun part of our day, where we can use different elements to encourage species-appropriate behavior so that our animals have a dynamic and proactive environment that they can enjoy.
And that's a lot of thought must go into that, because you've got to come up with ideas to
Yes.
keep the animals, stimulated and interested in their daily life.
Yep.
Can you give us a couple of examples of what that might be?
Our Easter enrichment.
Our Easter enrichment, yes.
Talk about that.
Thursday is actually something where our guests can actually assist us. We have partnered with vet staff, animal staff, graphics, many departments throughout the zoo to come together to create some dynamic enrichment for Easter, and it'll be this Thursday. We have many different forms of eggs. The more eggs, the better. We have popcorn eggs, we have paper mache, frozen, and of course hard-boiled eggs, because a lot of our animals do get hard-boiled eggs as part of their diet, so there's no reason why they can't enjoy a little egg hunt like the rest of us do on Easter. Separate from that, we also have a lot of environmental enrichment that we're going to be doing, things like bubbles, scents, all different kinds of things, flowers that we can give our animals that give them some things to do and give them an exciting day.
Do you ever have hits and misses? I mean, sometimes I guess some of them probably
Yeah.
react better to other, some things than others. Talk about that a little bit.
Absolutely. Part of our design of doing our enrichment is also an evaluation piece. When we provide our animals with enrichment, we want to give them choices, and they don't always make the choices that we think they're going to make. So we always want to watch what they're doing and seeing what we're doing so that we can provide them as many opportunities as possible. So we will watch them for that, and we've had some hits and misses. The hits were actually surprising sometimes. Colognes and perfumes. For us, we want something nice and light. For our animals, the smellier the better. So,
I think I've actually seen the perfume collection at the
yes. If you're ever looking
Yeah.
for something unique, come see me. We will hook you up.
Yeah. And I was at the Wallaby
Yeah.
exhibit not long ago, and I was kind of fascinated to find out that they actually you can train them as well.
Yeah.
I know each night they're kept in a barn, right? So talk about
Yep.
training them to get from their
Yeah.
enclosure into the barn. That's something that has to happen, right?
Yes, and that's exactly what our department does. We assist with those type of things. When our wallabies came here, there was definitely a transition period where they were allowed to explore their habitat and figure out this new place that they've come to. Our wallabies came from several other facilities, so there was also an acquaintance period of getting to know each other a little bit. A lot of our training focuses on giving them information. Animals are incredibly intelligent. They just don't always understand English and humans, so they just need to know what us crazy people are asking for. So we kind of help clarify that by, showing them where they can go, how they get there, and those kind of things. So.
What's the hardest animal to work with, and maybe the easiest?
The easiest is any animal that its motivation. Part of working with animals, part of being a keeper, is understanding an animal's motivation. And sometimes that is food, sometimes it's toys, sometimes it's attention. A lot of our animals like a good scratch or rub down. So it's understanding what motivates that animal. And if you have an animal that's motivated, you can train it. We provide training for our mammals, but also our reptiles will cooperate in training. Our birds, a lot of species people don't anticipate. The hardest animal to train, probably humans.
Good answer. I think I would
That's a
agree.
great answer.
And once again, the Easter, if people want to come out for that,
Yes.
the details.
This
what's going on.
Thursday,
This
the
next Thursday,
13th. It's not on
Yes.
Easter Sunday,
Yes.
like we normally might do something, but we've kind of done it a little earlier this year. So it's Thursday, the 13th, from 10 to
10 till 2, and it's going to happen everywhere throughout the park. We're going to be visiting different exhibits and being able to actually have our guests assist us with some of that enrichment too. So it'll be a little bit of enrichment for our guests as well.
And I should mention the Wallaby Walkabout is
Yes,
open
I was
too,
gonna
and
say,
no
what-
additional
yep.
charge.
Yep, they were seeing
your
on the
admission.
screen there was
Yeah.
Wallaby Walkabout. so.
People seem to like that. I saw some kids out there when
Yeah.
we were filming
Yeah.
out there, and they.
Such a fun area.
Yeah.
Our wallabies are even exploring their habitat more than the first weeks that we were open. So my favorite little guy is Petey. He's one of our younger wallabies, and he will come right up to that roped area and interact with people, and definitely get that one-on-one interaction that we were hoping for. So they're really enjoying their habitat, exploring all areas, including our guest area of that.
Fun stuff. Well, Kimberly Laser and Carrie Allen from the Oklahoma City Zoo, thanks for coming out today, guys.
Thanks for having us.